Hey Lawrenceburg, looking for something new? Come to Happy G's, located at 210 East Gaines Street. We have pitching machines, batting cages, and even indoor golf. Come get your game on indoors at Happy G's.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your evening update.
The low Clipper system that brought clouds to the area last night has shifted on out of the region. Just a few patchy high thin clouds today, but plenty of sunshine. And we're going to stay clear tonight, and the winds calming down and dry air means that radiation and cooling will be effective, chilling us on down to the low to mid 20s across the area for overnight lows tonight. And you know how it is. One or two spots here and there could be a degree or two cooler than what you actually see printed on the map, so be aware of that. And then tomorrow afternoon, plenty of sunshine for a large part of the day. Clouds increase after about 3, 4, 5 o'clock, though, and then definitely increase tomorrow night. Daytime highs tomorrow into the low to mid 40s across the area, dropping down to the lower 30s tomorrow night. A few rain showers moving in closer to daybreak on our Sunday, and then rainy conditions and showery form off and on for a large part of the daytime hours of Sunday. It's the evening and the overnight, from sunset on into the overnight, when the heavy rain moves in from thunderstorms coming from the west. Now off to the west of us, where they will be able to warm into the 60s in the afternoon, there will be a threat of severe weather from about the western half of Mississippi on westward into Arkansas and Louisiana. That stays west of us because we're going to be stuck in the 50s on Sunday. If you think back to last Saturday, with those thunderstorms, yes, there was damaging wind. There were a couple tornadoes across the area because we had warmer temperatures. We had more instability. We actually snuck into the mid-60s ahead of those storms. This will not be the case this time. Much different situation with us only stuck into the 50s. So we're not talking about a tornado threat or anything like that. However, just from the pressure gradient with the low pressure being in northwest Tennessee and so close, there could be just some background environmental wind gusts of 35, 40, 45 miles per hour from sunset into the overnight hours of Sunday, and then maybe even into Monday as well on the backside. And that wind gust potential is just strong enough that there could be a few isolated short-lived power outages here and there. The thunderstorms move out during the late overnight of Sunday night. Clouds hang tough Monday, Arctic air spilling southward. So our daytime highs Monday are in the morning in the upper 30s, dropping into the lower 30s by the afternoon with a strong northwest wind with gusts of 20 to 30 during the day, maybe up to 40 at times. Wind chills on Monday, even in the middle of the afternoon, will be into the lower half of the 20s. That's what it's going to feel like. And then increasing chances that we have a few spotty to scattered snow flurries and light snow showers on Monday. Nothing to cause impacts or accumulation, but a few flakes flying in the wind on Monday, certainly looking more and more possible. That clears out for Tuesday. Partly cloudy, mostly sunny here Tuesday, Wednesday. Clouds increasing Thursday, ahead of maybe another weather system late next week that we'll talk about here in just a minute. So 40s for Saturday, 50s for Sunday, and then the Arctic air moves in. 30s is the best we do for daytime highs all next week. And notice here, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning, the morning low temperatures down into the mid to upper teens across the area. And then here's the big elephant in the room. You've seen a lot about this on social media if you pay any attention. We haven't been talking about it because it's been too far out. However, as of this evening, it is starting to sneak into the 7-day forecast period. So we do have to start addressing this. There are way more questions than answers at this time, but we do have to start talking about this potential for a Gulf of Mexico low next week during the latter part of the week, Thursday night, Friday, maybe into Saturday, and some potential that it may have enough moisture meeting with cold air for some wintry weather in the southeast late next week. Again, way more questions than answers. What we do have high confidence in at this point is that cold air will be in place well ahead of this system and then available for the system itself, because we will be sitting in the lower 30s for highs all next week, overnight lows into the teens. So cold air will be available. What's the bigger question mark with low confidence and what we don't have a handle on yet is the strength of the low pressure and the track of the low pressure. If it's a bit more organized and it tracks closer to the coastline, it will likely send moisture farther northward into the cold air. And if that happens, there likely will be some wintry weather across parts of the southeast late next week, especially the rough Friday time frame is what we're watching. However, what is very possible and shown in some of the data is that the low pressure is a bit weaker and farther south. That will keep the moisture farther south and away from the cold air. And if that happens, it will just be cold and dry here late next week. So way more questions than answers. Full disclosure, the only reason we're starting to talk about this officially now is because it is now within the 7-day time period. We have to address it. We're backed into a corner. It's within our forecast window now. We have to start talking about it. But there are way more questions than answers, a lot that we don't know for right now. And all the way through the weekend, we're only watching for trends and consistency. We cannot give details. It's not going to be until the start of next week before we likely have any confidence in how this is going to play out for next week. So we'll continue to watch trends through the weekend, watch for consistency through the weekend in the data. And as we head into the beginning of next week, we'll start to get a basic rough idea of how this may play out. And then as we get deeper into the week, we'll start to work out the finer details. That's how the timeline is going to go. So keep checking back for updates. But for right now, don't cancel plans. Don't make any arrangements yet. Just keep checking back on the forecast. Dropping out of the 40s early this evening into the 30s quickly with sunset, then into the low to mid 20s for your morning lows around daybreak here across the Tennessee Valley. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow, but clouds increasing late in the afternoon. Daytime highs low to mid 40s. Rainy conditions for Sunday, and then near sunset into the overnight. A few rumbles of thunder and gusty gradient winds across the area. Flurries possible Monday with colder air wrapping in. Cold the next week with highs in the 30s. Overnight lows in the teens to lower 20s. And again, we will watch late next week for the potential for a Gulf low type system, but way more questions than answers at this point. There's look to your latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 9 o'clock for a final check of your local weather.